Welcome to Around the Peninsula. I'm Maria Sorreo. We are celebrating 60 years of business here on the Hill, the Palos Verdes Peninsula Chamber of Commerce's Salute to Business. But what makes a business so successful here in Rancho Palos Verdes? Let's find out.
We are so excited because it has been quite a journey. 60 years for the Chamber of Commerce supporting the growth of our local businesses. We are going to be telling the story of our local businesses this evening, past, present, and future.
And when you're talking about business in the community, what do you think makes people successful here?
I think being involved in the community. As you know, Palos Verdes, the peninsula, has a bit of a small town feel to it, which I think is why so many of us love working here and living here. And I think it's important for all businesses to give back to the community, because I think then the community in turn will support those businesses. So whether it's volunteering at your school PTA, or volunteering with your kids' Little League, or supporting the silent auction for one of our nonprofits, it's just important to be involved. I think when you hear the stories of our many honorees who have been selected for their outstanding successes over the past 30 plus years, they all say the same thing. It's being involved in the community, giving back.
Now, you just talked about the fact that we're going to hear a story tonight, but we're not going to honor anybody. We're going to honor everybody. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. Would you believe that at every table this evening we have a score of former honorees? So people who have won this award over the past 30 years. The Chamber has been around for 60 years. Our records on this award go back about 30 was when this started. So there are many, many honorees who are here, and we plan to highlight all of them. We have a fun photo retrospective. There'll be some music, there'll be some laughter. We're going to be doing some 1960s themed activities. We have a trivia contest planned, maybe some hula hoops. So we'll see, yeah.
Susan, we're celebrating business, but before we go any further, we're also having a little 60s retrospective, and I'm sure that you have the stuff in your closet, didn't you?
I did. Actually, I had a 60s birthday party a few years ago when I was before 60. And I got these go-go boots and at 6th Street at that vintage clothing store, and a few other things. So it's just a lot of fun, because in the 1960s, when I was a teenager, preteen, quasi-teen, I was a preteen. I saw the Beatles in 1964 when they were at Forest Hill Stadium. And I actually have grass that they stepped on. Somebody gave me.
This is a decade that's very close to your heart, isn't it?
I was looking for my I Love Paul sticker, and I couldn't find it. It's a button. It's a round button that has Paul McCartney on it, and it was just such a wonderful time. I could relive those days forever.
You've seen businesses change here over the years. You've been here a long time. What makes a successful business here on the Hill?
I think connection to people, and really connectivity, and making sure that you get to know people. I think David Azarian is a perfect example with Nantucket Crossing. I mean, places like that have come and gone throughout the years. I've been here for 30 years. He and his wife, they make a point of getting to know everybody, and when you're going to get a gift, you're going to go to these places, you're going to patronize our local businesses. Shop local.
Right, and I think that everybody also gives back to our community as well.
And they do so in the process. That's exactly what, and they do. They put up silent auction items, they give away things. We're really one big family here.
The Chamber of Commerce up here just does a phenomenal job, because they don't have a large membership. I mean, I've got the Long Beach, I've got a lot of big chambers in my district, but there's nothing like this. I mean, if you didn't have an active Chamber of Commerce, I don't know how these small businesses succeed. They've always got networking this, networking that, labor laws, I mean, all the kinds of things that, in the county of Los Angeles, 65% of all new jobs are created by small business. And while people may drive by a shopping center and say there's a vacancy, then there's a new one, and there's a lot of turnover, and it's a struggle, and that's why it's so important that the community itself wraps it. And chamber members support chamber members up here. That's what I really notice up here.
But you know what else too is a lot of these events we go to, charity events, the businesses participate up here to give back to the community as well.
Well, I mean, like I'm here tonight, I mean, just because they told me I could come and have a good time and not have to work. I don't have to auctioneer, don't have to do anything. And I'm there to support them as well. But that's a very important point, because it's not just the chamber having the events. It's all the events that the charities that I come to up here. I see the same chamber members that are supporting their own chamber, so they're really philanthropic on the Hill, and that's always nice too, to see everybody giving back.
And it's also nice to see a Trump and a Terranea that also participate in that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these are two phenomenal facilities. You can't help but resist coming up the hill and look at these sunsets.
What do you think makes a successful business here on the Hill?
It's people. It's people every time. It's the businesses that cater and develop relationships with the people who are here on the Hill garner the most support. I mean, we want to go where we feel comfortable, where we feel like we're known, and I don't know, we're a very loyal community, I think. Everybody will support the businesses that show that they're interested and are looking out for the community.
I think it's unique because both Trump and Terranea are destinations for people all over the world, and yet it's so important to you to make sure that you're involved in this community. Talk about that.
Well, yes. I mean, if you think about it, when we opened 7 years ago, the community wasn't too sure about us. So we've spent a lot of time and effort reassuring them that we care, that we're authentic, that we want to be here, we want them to be a part of our journey, and we're very grateful for the support that the community has given us over the years. It's really important to us. You know, we can't exist here on the peninsula without the local people, both in being our ambassadors as they travel, but in using us on a daily basis. It makes us who we are. It would not be the same without the community.
People come here to Trump National from all over the world, but you also are very supportive of local first, making sure you're a part of the community. Why do you guys do that?
They are the most important people to us. That's our day-to-day. That's our everyday. That's our breakfast guests, our lunch guests, our brunch guests, dinner guests, happy hour, theme night guests, and they come back. And that's why you have to have an importance based on those locals. You have to, because they're your bread and butter. You know, it's always great to have people from all over the world come out to experience the Trump name and the Trump experience, but it's the day-to-day guest that makes the most difference to us, and those are our locals.
You probably know most of the businesses, the local businesses. You're a local girl here, and they all come here together tonight to celebrate. What does that mean to you?
It means the world. When this concept was brought up at our chamber meeting, you know, we all were just like, yes, that's exactly the way you celebrate them. You know, we have to celebrate everybody who's been honored, and we can't wait to celebrate even the new businesses that are coming up in PV a little bit more, you know, down the line. But we have to make sure we remember, you know, who was here first and who was here throughout the years and what they've become and how they've given back to the community. So we're just excited.
What's the best advice you could give to a new local business coming in?
Definitely community reach out. You know, you have to get into the community here and there, you know, whether it's charity events, whether it's events that the chamber has, you have to be able to mix and mingle and see really what the residents would like. You know, feedback is key. You know, something I really learned from Mr. Trump himself. You know, when he's here, he always asks people, what do you think? What do you think? What do you want to see? And I think that's really key for us as our brand here in the community, is that we've always asked, you know, what do you think of our breakfast? What do you want us to do better? And we really listen and we apply what they say to our everyday.
We're celebrating 60 years of business here in the community. What do you think it takes to be successful here?
Well, you know, as they say, it takes a village, and I can tell you this group, you know, the chamber promoting the business on the Hill in general and actually externally into the South Bay in general really does a lot to make this work over here. You know, we've got so many fine businesses and very large businesses, but a lot of small mom and pop things, and it really works with the network. These people are friends for decades, and you see that when you come to meetings like this and you just see the interaction. So what does it take to be successful? Number one, hard work. It doesn't hurt to have some money. But number two, the network and the community we have here on the Hill, I think, really goes a long way.
Also so cool to see big business and small business giving back, supporting charities here, and always being involved.
Absolutely. And you know, you talk about the chamber as a big organization, and you look at some of the past presidents. You know, we have Terranea, we have Trump, massive organizations on the Hill, but you know, the president of the chamber runs a little shop over here in Rolling Hills Estates. So you do have that spirit and the esprit de corps amongst all the businesses around the Hill, no matter the size. So I think that's great, and it really is fun to do business in RPV. I did business in RPV several years ago, and it was a great place to do business.
As somebody who knows a lot about successful business here, what does it take to be a successful business in the peninsula?
Wow.
consistent, continuous communication. That's what I would say from a PR point of view. You really need to be on your game all the time.
You've seen businesses like the Admiral Risty that have been successful for so long. Why do you think that is? Does it have a lot to do with our community?
Well, the community certainly has been very, successful as far as helping them be successful by coming and being loyal patrons for a lot of years. So, and I have been there 33 years, so it's been terrific. Every business, the ups and downs with the economy, but they have a wonderful clientele. They change the menu as people's lifestyles, their desires change. They remodel. They just keep things current.
And I think that's probably really important because as we see new businesses come in, they also have to look toward the older businesses to see why they were successful.
That's right. And service, always good service. And they just work very hard. It's a hard business. I mean, it looks like fun. Oh, to own a restaurant, free meals, or whatever people think. It's not all that easy. It's very hard work.
It's also nice to see people come to an event like this that are a part of the community and they always come together to support it.
Well, they do, and I think we're going to have a great crowd tonight, and it's just fun. So many of these people, they are a part of the history of the peninsula, having been in business, and they're part of it. We're all part of it.
We're talking about 60 years of business in the community tonight. What do you think makes a successful business in a community like Rancho Palos Verdes?
I think businesses who know their role in the community, know that they're part of a community and that they also have to give back in addition to produce value for their customers. And, we in Rancho Palos Verdes and on the peninsula as a whole, we have lots of businesses like that really give back to the community as well as contribute to their customers. And so we're really pleased to have all of our businesses here.
It's funny because we were talking earlier about the fact that they can be big businesses like Trump and Terranea or smaller businesses, but that one factor is that they give back to the community, so everybody knows everybody here.
Yeah, everyone has businesses here that play the package store that they take their stuff to get mailed and get shipped, and the dry cleaners they go to, and that's the real fabric of a community, is the people the places you go, those day-to-day places that you get things done. And I know people on the peninsula here, families where some will brag as to how long they were able to stay on the peninsula and not leave. They'll go 3 weeks and 4 weeks, and the thing that allows them to do that are local businesses. And as much as we love Terranea and Trump and those world-class resorts and so on, the fabric is also really those local businesses that all of us frequent every day.
It's amazing. Businesses like the Admiral Risty that's been here for just many decades still going strong because everybody does frequent them.
Yeah, really. I mean, there's just a lot of appreciation and love, and we appreciate them and what they do.
Sean, we're talking about 60 years of business here in the community. You are one of these successful business owners. What does it take to be successful here?
You got to know the local community. It matters to make those personal connections and don't lose sight of it. I think that's the secret for successful businesses. And those who have been in the business for a long time, I think if you look at all the recipes and all the not so-called secrets, I mean, those personal connections, and of course you have to deliver the right product for the right value.
Well, your flowers are beautiful. They're above and beyond what most people have. But you also give back to your community. You're here for charity events, and why is that important?
Absolutely. You can't be part of PV and not be involved with local organizations, with service organizations. We have always benefited from the community, so it has been also our mission always to give back, whether it's for different functions. Of course, we're happy to do it My kids are involved in the local schools. My wife is involved with different functions. And so, of course, my businesses. So with combination of all of that, there's an obligation, I feel, to always to give back. Absolutely.
I believe what it takes to be successful is that you have to be a hard worker and love what you do. People see your passion and they want to come and take from somebody that really believes in what they're selling, which is dance lessons for me. And I love the kids. I've been doing this for 32 years. It's been a blessing, and I love the Palos Verdes